Well, hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. Today it is Wednesday, April 25th. Beautiful day outside, sunny, 65. It is the first day that I've seen planters rolling in eastern Iowa. I actually just saw two planters rolling about 3 miles south of here, so it is getting that time of year. So today, Brian is doing anhydrous in Little Blue, about 2 miles that way. Pat, I'm not sure what he's doing, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, but the disc is sitting right around this corner here. Probably show you guys that. I'm assuming one of us will be discing, and the other one will be probably getting the bean planter out and getting everything ready. Well guys, just got word that I'm going to be discing for a little while today in our 400 Steiger. It's our 30-foot disc. I think it's a 30-foot, somewhere around there. But discing a bunch of fields we chiseled and hauled manure on. So, forgot all my stuff in my grandma's house, so you guys just gonna bear with me for a little bit. But be discing quite a bit today. We're gonna be discing a couple fields, all for seed notes and for breaking up manure. So let's get going. Just got done discing the field just south of the main farm. We just disced a little bit right where we chiseled on the outside to break down the manure. Now I'm going to fill it up and probably go disc another field that we chiseled that had manure on it previously. Heading up about a half a mile north, the house to the field north of the feedlot where we spread manure. Well guys, we're discing now, so if this looks a little familiar, it's because this is the first video that I made. I hauled manure on this field before we chiseled it up. So now after we chiseled it, we're gonna disc it because there's still a lot of clods and chunks and manure that we want to break up before we plant it with beans. So we're gonna disc it right now. I'm in the same 400 and disc that I ran the other night. We're gonna disc it now, and we're gonna come in with a soil finisher after, and probably on Friday, and then plant it on Friday. So we're thinking now our first day we're going to be planting is on Friday, so I mean we got a lot of work to do before then. You can kind of tell my uncle lit the ditch on fire just right on the edge of this field. He also burnt that little patch there too. He lit that on fire so we can trim up all the invasive grass and stuff that we don't want there and just leave the trees. That will leave it a nice fresh what am I trying to say? Basically, it'll leave it the vegetation to start over and get a nice growing cycle through to help hold the soil in. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time in this seat today. I got about 40 acres to do here, and then I got another field on top of that. So, got the GPS running well. So, hope you guys enjoy it. So as I was saying before, Brian and Richard, so Brian's running our anhydrous toolbar, Richard's hauling tanks for us. I'm in our disc right now. Nathan went back to college. And Pat is in our skid loader. We got an attachment for the front of the skid loader that's basically a brush cutter. That's what Pat's doing. So I just talked to Pat. We're going to bring this thing back to the shop. One of the tires got a leak on this thing already, so we're going to fix that. But the biggest reason why we're burning this little ditch right here and why we came in there with the shredder and trimmed all that up, biggest reasons for that is so that way at the beginning of next year we can come through and burn it all out again and get rid of all this little invasive grasses and stuff like that and just make this waterway look really nice. Because if we neglect doing any of that, what we'll have to do eventually is have a backhoe come in and scoop all that out. And we're trying to avoid that just by doing a little bit every year. So that's the biggest reason why we're burning these waterways and cleaning them all up. Well guys, Well guys, I brought it back to the shop. That tire, that far wing tire, has got a leak in it, just a tiny leak, so I just aired it up. We're just gonna keep going and fix it tonight. I greased all the hinge points, so all the wing hinges and all the axle hinges. And then I noticed I'm leaking something. Looks like it's hydraulic fluid, and upon further inspection, I'm leaking out of this third SCV port. So that's this right wing fold, and I did notice it was a little slower. So I'm gonna try and move it on 4 and see what happens. See if I still have the same issue. And then I'm gonna head to our Kunal farm up in Charlotte, Iowa. So it's a good half-hour drive there. And then I got a good field to disc up there. So I'm at the Long Farm and I am going waterway hunting. So I'm looking for 2 waterways, I believe, that have pretty nasty cuts down the center of them. We're gonna disc it up, and we're gonna put like a 10-acre patch of oats here. So I'm gonna disc up a little spot right down the center of this field as well. Before I'm making a little 10-acre oats patch, I'm also fixing up a lot of waterways. So we have 3 or 4 waterways in here that I found so far, and I have pretty good ditches cut into them just because we haven't replaced them in here in probably 5 years. So I'm just going through and finding the waterways that have some ditches and running right up and down them so I can kind of bring the dirt back down the hill and then kind of cover up those waterways, and then in the next day or two we'll come in and seed these waterways down. We'll seed them down so we can essentially help hold our soil so it stops eroding and we stop losing our soil. So that's what I'm doing right now, and that's what I've been doing for the last hour or so. I just want to let you guys know this is one of our steeper farms we have. It's kind of tough to tell, but we have some good 10+% grades in here. Especially this one's real bad. The one I just came up is real bad. Really up and down, so that's why we have to work on these waterways a good at least every 5 years. But this ground's pretty hilly up here. Guys, you might be thinking, like, why the heck do I have a 400 horse tractor on this 28-foot disc? Well, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This tractor is about all this disc can handle in these hills especially. It's a little bit sticky out and wet out, but just on some of these hills, it's lugging down. Like, I had to shift down to 6th gear on these. Well guys, I'm on my last pass. I'm gonna leave this thing parked up here because we're gonna disc this again before we seed it tomorrow. So I'm just gonna leave this up here, and my Uncle Pat left me a truck and trailer up here. I'm gonna take that home and we're gonna call it a night.